Hello and welcome to episode 6 of Breaking the Fourth Wall. Today we have a special guest in the studio with myself and the bad boy of British wrestling, Matt Burns. He's a close friend of Matt Burns. He's an ex-independent wrestler on the British scene. He does a bit of web design and he's also a wrestling fan. We've had a quick introduction chat and it should be a decent show for everyone involved. So I'll let Matt introduce him and then I'll throw the disclaimers out.
That's fine. My colleague, my close friend here is named Daniel Standring, and he's here for the show to give some input on the reviews and also probably give us some feedback during as well.
Yeah, so everything involved, same disclaimers as we give every week. Sometimes I get quite swear happy, which has been documented by many people.
And I think YouTube as well.
Yeah, and my colleague is quite kid friendly, so he's probably the better off of us. So we're going to kick straight in with the Raw recap, which is just basically looking at what's happened this week. For anyone who hasn't watched it, you probably haven't missed much this week. It's same problem that we had with Extreme Rules. It was plenty of hype to live up to, and it never delivered.
Lackluster. One word for buddies. Anything to say?
It wasn't a brilliant pay-per-view at all.
No,
Extreme Rules was terrible. Raw been terrible since.
Yeah, it's just lacking that kick. I don't know if it's because the main champion's missing or anything isn't building, but you should be able to carry a show without your main champion. The Rock held the title from Royal Rumble to WrestleMania, and you weren't missing him, even though he dialed in via satellite.
Yeah, but you had Punk to help with that.
Yeah.
Punk was there carrying the show.
Yeah, he was there carrying the show with the Beast Incarnate as well in tow, but it's a bit hit and miss at the times. Whereas now, it's supposed to be building towards the future.
Are you actually on about Brock Lesnar, whose name gets repeatedly mentioned almost every show by a certain person going, my client?
Yes, that is the same Brock Lesnar, but we're just missing that little kick.
Raw's turned cartoony.
Yeah.
That's all it is. The Brie Bella, Stephanie McMahon storyline is rubbish. You need to keep Daniel Bryan as the main champion and not put him in with a female. Just doesn't make sense.
Oh, I think they've already done this. If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, they put Daniel Bryan with both Bella twins previously in the past in a storyline. It didn't work.
Yeah, and then he moved on. And then he moved on.
He moved on to AJ. The Bellas and AJ are like the local halls of the locker room portrayed on telly.
See which one can get passed around quickies.
Yeah, just unfortunately, Nikki Bella isn't going to get passed around anymore since she's had a boob job paid for by John Cena. But moving on into the show, the first bit that comes out, which is Triple H and Stephanie McMahon calling Daniel Bryan a B-plus player. I mentioned this last week. Why are you trying to put your champion down in that way where you keep calling him B-plus? Like, because your audience, in general, will listen to something that Triple H says more than the commentators, because Triple H is established as a legend. The man gets cheated even when he tries to get booed. He's at that point of his career now. It's like he's reaching like Ric Flair level of, it don't matter what you do as a heel, we'll still cheer you.
Yeah, well, he's almost at the level of the title reigns as well as Ric Flair.
Yeah, so it's just one of them.
They are messing around with him too Daniel Bryan way too much. From SummerSlam last year, this whole build-up to Daniel Bryan it's been horrible.
It's got to be a more productive way to put him down than verbally berating him, going, you aren't good enough. Because sooner or later, people are just going to look at him and go, you know what, you might be right, maybe he isn't good enough, but he is. If you look at him, he's a pure wrestler, he's lacking a bit of charisma.
From back in Ring of Honor, PWG, every company he's ever worked for, Chikara, he has been the top star.
I just wish you'd get rid of the beard.
The beard's him though, isn't it? That's what people are recognising.
And mostly associated with the beard. It's his thing. If he lost the beard, what has he got really?
He's got a yes chant.
Other than
Austin
that?
had a what chant.
Yeah.
It's Daniel Bryan is the beard and yes, that's what it is. And pure wrestling talent.
Yeah.
Compared to a lot of the guys on the roster who haven't got pure wrestling talent.
No, if it was NXT, I could imagine him without his beard and being able to put on the show of shows. We might even see the cattle mutilation. Sorry, I can't pronounce that word.
Cattle mutilator.
Yeah, like it'd be brilliant and look like we'd be able to see a proper full moveset. Whereas now he's probably gonna have to put his moveset back to protect his neck.
He's had to pull the headbutt back.
Yeah.
Because of his neck.
That now. They were on about taking off the knee now.
The knee.
The running knee.
Yeah, and
it's hurting other wrestlers.
And the headbutt they're taking off him.
The headbutt's off, and they're even on about taking off the yes lock off him as well.
Really?
Because it's too Benoit crossface.
Really?
They basically said he's got to change his style, otherwise he's not going to carry on as way he is.
Yeah, so... But luckily, I've compared him to, like, Dean Malenko before, because the man must have a completely other moveset that he can just pull out and he'll be... Ah, brilliant. You sorted there, Daniel.
Well, basically, just watch over weight.
Yeah.
You'll see how good he is.
So, it went on to talk about Stephanie, saying he can't defend his title and he should just do the right thing. We've heard it before. And then they move on to mention about the Shield. Triple H mentions the adapt or perish again, the part of Evolution.
Yeah.
And then he mentions about SmackDown, about where Triple H and Batista were supposed to be at ringside with Randy Orton to guest announce and everything. And then the Shield came out to do some commentary when they weren't supposed to.
Yeah.
So because of that, one certain general manager that has gone into irrelevancy, which never should have been the general manager, which Brad Maddox got fired.
Pointless. Why have him there? He did nothing.
He was a punch bag.
It was a waste of time.
It was a punch bag.
And then
it wasn't even a good punch bag.
Exactly. The problem.
Like, if you want a punch bag authority figure, they should look at how Jonathan Coachman was used.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Coach was used as a proper punch bag. Triple H would throw his head through a wall and...
Well, if I recall, he wasn't just a punch bag, he was also a variable punch bag.
Yeah.
With The Rock.
But that's how it should be used.
Taking up time on Raw to fire Brad Maddox, what's the point?
No,
that's 5 minutes that a wrestler could have had.
Yeah.
Yeah, a match.
Like, it's an extra 5 minutes that you maybe could have brought up Adrian Neville versus Tyson Kidd and shown some of the highlights.
Just give someone an opportunity. Like with the whole Bo Dallas thing with these vignettes.
And
they could have played a new vignette.
Yeah.
For a new wrestler.
Or for a returning one.
Yes.
Because Christian's due to return soon.
I have heard this, but I've also heard he's wearing down now and maybe becoming an agent now.
I reckon they'll do a part-time role. If he can do half as good of work what Joe Mercury's done, then the future's in safe hands.
Definitely.
So Kane does a tombstone where it looks like Maddox was about to do a 180 flip off the tombstone. I don't know if you've seen it, but he hits him and he like bounces back up and looks like he's about to land front first. It was quite impressive.
Well, what many people might not know is Brad Maddox is a wrestler as well.
You might actually know this. When they go for pyro, because like you do some production value now, how hard is it to get the button in time with Kane putting his arms down?
It's not easy. I'd imagine it's very difficult.
But surely if you're getting paid X amount of $1,000...
it should be on time.
It should be on time.
There should be a team.
It's the same what happened with Brock Lesnar the other month. He did his silly... Not
Jump
Brock
on
Lesnar, Batista. He did the silly shaking of the ropes and everything and nothing happened. And he did the shaking by the ring entrance and fireworks didn't go off until 10 minutes later.
Yeah, like I was like he went down, and 2 minutes later the pyro went up, and I'm like, really? I was having a miss moment at home. Just go, really? But that was kind of pointless. Moving on to the next match, which was Obscurity versus Brilliance.
Yeah.
RVD versus Cesaro.
RVD doesn't need to be there anymore. He doesn't.
He's just collecting money.
He's just getting money. He's just getting his pay.
Cesaro needs to be with Paul Heyman. Because Heyman's crapping all over him. My clients, Brock Lesnar beat The Undertaker. No one needs to hear that.
But this will bring in their feud for later.
Yeah, but also, I don't like how he's addressing him as the King of Swing, and he isn't using the swing.
No, it's pointless. It's a pointless gimmick. Give Cesaro a title and let him run with it.
Give Cesaro Coulter.
The Swiss Superman.
Yeah.
Coulter did more good for Cesaro than Heyman's ever done.
Sack Swagger is useless.
He really hates Swagger,
Put him with Cesaro. Sorted.
Yeah, it was brilliant. Cesaro with Coulter was brilliant.
Cesaro with Heyman's brilliant, as long as he stops burying him with Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
but it's building up for the feud as well.
But
At the same time.
I don't see that feud working. It's going to be CM Punk, Brock Lesnar all over again.
I wouldn't
Brock
say.
Lesnar's going to come in and dominate because they want Brock Lesnar as a champion at some
I
point.
don't know. I think Cesaro versus Lesnar, if Cesaro gets the right build, be a bit more believable because he's built more stronger than what Punk
he's built
is.
more stronger
And
than
bear in
Punk.
mind, he is the Swiss Superman.
Yeah, but still, Brock Lesnar, as he says, the beast incarnate. He's done everything.
Yeah,
So,
like Brock Lesnar is seen as the most legitimate fighter in the for a good
and
reason.
He will go for the title. I don't see Cesaro in the title picture yet.
My problem with this match is, why'd you put the two #1 contenders for the titles against each other? Because one of them's going to come off looking weak. Rob Van Dam came off this looking quite weak for taking the loss.
Rob Van Dam's been looking weak for weeks.
He will do.
He looks disinterested. He looks like he's just there to pick his money up. But I did enjoy the bro kick from Sheamus.
Yeah,
Sheamus hit quite a nice
it was
little
a nice
bro
bro
kick.
kick from what I saw.
Yeah, like straight off the rebound, off the ropes, and then shook his hand
Yeah.
because he wouldn't look the week before. It's
Well-
nice. It filled for Bill's a feud, which could go an extra 5
Plus,
weeks.
it's a nod to the Ring of Honor lock. Cesaro did that a lot in Ring of Honor, where they're shaking her hand after he got down.
Yeah.
So it was there. Moving on to the next match, which we won't probably cover too long because it was about 2 minutes on tally, which was Summer Rae versus Eva Marie.
Oh,
Why is Eva Marie on my television screen wrestling?
Why is Summer Rae on mine?
Because I wanted to be.
The only divas that should be on Raw, SmackDown are Paige, Natalia, that's
Emma.
it, and Emma.
Tamina. Tamina can have a good match if you put her against someone who can go.
AJ when she comes back, which is rumoured to be after the Punk wedding,
Which after SummerSlam now,
which
isn't it?
is after SummerSlam,
Yep.
and I would bring Bailey up.
Do you think AJ?
Bailey.
Do you think AJ will come,
Nice mention there.
come in or not?
I reckon AJ will, and I reckon they're waiting for the Page thing. It's going to be AJ Page again.
But do you want AJ to come back now that CM Punk's retired? Is she going to want to go, yeah, I still want to wrestle my dream, or is she going to go, you know what? I've lived my dream, I've held the title,
I've
longest
made
reign.
money,
Yeah,
and I'm with Punk, who's now millionaire probably,
yeah.
quite easily.
And
I don't see her wanting to come back. I reckon Punk's probably going to push her back.
I don't think he will. Because there's got to be something that's made him want to leave 7 months before his contract's up.
Yeah.
So if he doesn't want to come back, she won't come back.
Well, the main thing that's always been with Punk as well, though, is that he wasn't in WrestleMania when he should have been. He wasn't in the spot that Miz had at WrestleMania.
oof.
And I've listened to Heyman's Hustle. I've listened to the Steve Austin podcast with Heyman, and Heyman said Punk hates the Miz for that spot. That should have been his spot.
Yeah.
Now, at the time, I could understand why CM Punk's thingy, but WrestleMania 30, Punk would have had his chance. Daniel Bryan's spot
Would have been Punk's.
would have been Punk's, and it was at WrestleMania 30, the biggest WrestleMania of the last 30 years, and you could have had the spot that Daniel Bryan's had. You could have gone over the game and Randy Orton and Batista all in one night.
It would have had to have been a fatal 4-way then, because that everything that Daniel Bryan's gone through, he would have still had to be in the main spot.
They would have held Daniel Bryan off because he was supposed to face Sheamus in a rematch at WrestleMania 30.
Would anyone have wanted to see that?
No.
No, it was a discussion that we were having ages ago that it doesn't make sense for him to go against someone that he's faced 2 WrestleManias before on a dark match and then on there for 18 seconds.
It doesn't make sense.
It doesn't. It just doesn't.
In a way, I'm happy Punk's left because Daniel Bryan has now got his spot, and people like Cesaro will now get his spot. But it has hurt WWE by not having Punk there.
But hopefully, it should be a wake-up call going, whoa, where are my main event guys? If John Cena gets injured...
It's over.
Yeah, who do you watch in that main event?
The only one I'd want to watch is
Brian, and he's injured.
Brian and Wyatt. I would love to see the Brian Wyatt feud start back up again.
But Brian's got an injury right now.
Well, obviously, yeah, he's got his broken neck, but it was an amazing feud. Those two.
So
It was.
the next match that we see on here is Al Torito versus Drew McIntyre. Now, apart from the match being a piss break, which it was,
Yeah.
got me
botched a couple of
They
spots.
have crapped all over 3MB.
Again.
I'm not a massive fan of Jinder Mahal. I think Drew McIntyre needs to go back into the Chosen One gimmick.
You know why he isn't in the Chosen One gimmick, don't you?
I heard rumours that he upset a few people.
It wasn't him that upset a few people. Try his wife. Or ex-wife. That upset quite a few people, and now because he's still there, he's paying the price. But he's picking up a nice six-figure salary for being a whipping boy.
Of course, and Heath Slater, well, what's the point of him when you got the Hornswoggle?
Oh.
Really?
Hornswoggle is Heath Slater, but better.
I think what is it, El Matadoras or whatever it is?
Los Matadores.
It's pointless. Get what is it, Primo and Epico back.
Stick Rosa Mendez there.
Yeah.
I don't mind watching Rosa Mendez shaking her ass all day.
And nothing wrong with midget wrestling. Quite happy with midget wrestling.
Yeah, because the WLC match was one of the best matches at Extreme Rules.
Well, we might have to retouch that small feud a bit later on during the
predictions.
Predictions.
But the part of this, like, I didn't know that Altarito's getting ring time over Los Matadores because he's more entertaining, he does better spots.
Yeah.
It annoyed me that Hornswoggle ripped his tail off and then this midget bull decided to run around the ring like it was in pain.
Yeah.
Now,
It's just a costume.
Now, really, everyone knows, and the kids in attendance know, Dad, is that a small man in a midget suit?
Right, they're trying to fool the fans to think he's a real bull. It's not. It's a midget Mexican wrestler at the end of the day.
Well, it could be an American midget
But
wrestler.
it could be. I've seen a picture of his mask off. He's a midget Mexican wrestler.
But he's decent, and he can go.
Yeah, he can. But Drew McIntyre needs to break away from the 3MB gimmick.
And Heath Slater needs to do something with the Legends again.
Yeah, Heath Slater's got to do his own thing, and Jinder Mahal can be sacked.
Heath Slater's found his brilliant spot. You know, he can be a jobber. It doesn't matter as long as you're getting TV time. Brooklyn Brawler.
He's a guy that you can put against anyone, and he will bump around that ring quite happily and put someone over. He's not fussed.
No, as long as he's on telly for 3 or 4 minutes a show, he isn't bothered.
Well, if you think about it, he's a good bumper, and that's all he is at the moment.
The stuff he did with the Legends was brilliant. Like, I talk about it over and over again, but that clothesline.
Again, it's just a rehash of the Chris Jericho thing, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
And the
They're
fact
trying
that
to fool the fans again, where it's a rehash of Chris Jericho, the Legends. Now, Slater, the Legends. 6 months down the line, Bad News Barrett and the Legends.
Yeah.
It's what it's going to be.
WWE all like to reuse their plots.
Now, the next segment was probably the best one of the night.
Go on.
Which was the Wyatt family segment with the commentators, Cena and the Usos.
Yeah.
Brilliant way to utilise King and JBL.
Yep.
All credit to JBL. It's a big spot that he took and he sold it brilliantly. They knocked him off tally for 45 minutes and then he came back out to do what he needed to do. But there was a funny bit, because if you listen to Layfield Report, JBL and Cole do like a world news podcast that just covers everything apart from wrestling. And it's quite entertaining to listen to JBL's views on politics. It's quite funny to see how crazy he actually is.
Oh yeah, come on. He is actually crazy. Come on. He was the guy who was goose stepping in Germany.
But like if you listen to that, there's a line there saying, "But I might have the clothesline from hell, but Luke Harper has the clothesline from Small." But nice clothesline, he took it nicely. I was just a bit uncomfortable when Bray tried to put Jerry and Sister Abigail.
Yeah.
Because Jerry's about 63 now, he isn't as supple as
and he had a heart attack on Raw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a massive chance of death on Raw.
You know, like, if you're going to try to torture anyone, get Cole in there. I'd quite happily watch you do the Sister Abigail to Cole.
We already know that you really, really hate Michael Cole.
I don't hate Michael Cole, the commentator. I hate Michael Cole, the character.
Yeah.
He's brilliant at his job. He's lost the test of time. He's just quite annoying at times.
Followed by the WWE app, the whatever app, the WWE Network.
Yeah, we all know it's there.
He's a shill.
Yeah. But it's quite a nice part. Cena came in, took a beat down.
Yeah, it's nice to see Cena weak.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was weak
Humanised.
during this part of the show. Bray Wyatt again. He all he has to do is turn up, and he's over. He doesn't have to do anything.
Like his promos mean something. Like they actually mean something when he talks. People listen, and this actually put him back in the heel light for the first time in quite a while. People actually saw him and went, "Oh, he's a heel." Like if you're gonna get heel heat, there's no better place than Tennessee and Jerry Lawler.
He is the heel equivalent of what Daniel Bryan is at the minute.
Yeah.
Daniel Bryan's got the yes. Bray Wyatt's got the whole world in his hands. Simple as.
Yeah.
But
They are the two top stars. Cena will always be way above everybody else because that's where he's been put.
He's
But the
Superman.
next two people are Bray Wyatt, Daniel Bryan. It always will be that now.
Yeah, but
Like if
And
you look
good
at
on
the
him.
pyramid, like if you look at a pyramid, like a 3-tier pyramid, you've got Cena at the top, Wyatt, Bryan in the middle, and then on the bottom you've got like your Randy Orton, Bad News Barrett, Cesaro, Sheamus.
Not Sheamus off. Pointless. Sheamus is pointless. Since he's come back, he's done nothing.
But he's seen as like a
Oh,
upper mid-card
he's
main
seen
event
as that
character.
upper mid-card, but I see that spot now being filled by Roman Reigns.
Once he breaks away from the Shield.
Breaks away from the Shield.
yeah, which might be sooner than later, but get on to that later.
Yeah, so it was nice seeing
It was a brilliant segment from what I saw. It needs to come to an end, this feud now.
Really, I could watch another match. I could watch one more match after. Quite potentially a Hell in the Cell or something to end the feud. Like dismantle the Hell in the Cell pay-per-view. If you're going to have a Hell in the Cell match, it should be for a bit of feud. If
Yeah.
this feud's going to end, it should be in Hell in the Cell. Or if you don't want to use Hell in the Cell,
It needs to be Cena, Bray on their own.
yeah, why not have like a Punjabi prison match or a boiler room brawl match to end it?
Some kind of match that Bray's come up with that Cena can't possibly win,
Or just
but
have
then
them
gets
involved,
the win somehow.
or somehow involve them in the elimination chamber.
So, so the next match we had the bunny from the Exotic Express facing Rusev.
Oh, hang on.
Um,
Rusev crushing somebody
Who's white. It's a miracle.
what's going on?
And then Big E runs out afterwards. So the match lasted about 45 seconds.
So basically, Zack Ryder's entrance lasted longer than the match.
Yeah. And then Rusev was just boasting he was going to do some more damage. And then Big E runs out to a semi-pop. It was a bit like an anticlimax. Like they got there and then went, oh, it's only you.
It's getting crushed.
No, Big E stuck tall at the end. He knocked him outside and started waving the USA flag around to USA chants. It was good. Like the match should be a good match if it goes over 5 minutes.
I don't see anything in Big E.
But as a
That's all.
foil for Rusev, like his first proper test,
Yeah,
this match needs to go over 5 minutes.
yeah.
But it needs to be
Rusev.
every move after every move.
And it needs to be Rusev taking the win, I
Yeah.
say.
He's a Russian Umaga. That's what they're building him as. That's
Rusev.
what he is.
Rusev needs
Well,
to take the win.
He's a Kozlov.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just there's nothing about him like that I see. Big E as well. It's two people that could disappear in a month and no one could care about.
No. So the next match was Batista and Randy Orton versus the Brotherhood. What did you think of this match? I thought it was nice how they brought the last man standing rule in at the end. Sort of, well, the no holds barred rules in.
Yeah, yeah. It's
Once they eliminated Cody Rhodes.
Batista at the minute is pointless.
He's just
since
gassy.
coming back from they messed him up by not having Daniel Bryan come out of the Rumble.
Yeah.
By
yeah.
putting Batista in the Rumble. It was pointless
It's
because
just killed him.
what they say, Batista. No one cares. He should have come back and been the biggest face going, and they've messed that up.
They messed up at the Rumble, but people can't see that they're actually protecting Daniel Bryan because he's just come back from concussion.
Yeah.
And to put him in the Rumble where he might have to go over the top rope, if he botches his ending, that's WrestleMania done with.
Yeah, true. Randy Orton has been pointless for a while.
He always puts on a good match, though.
He always puts on a good match, but they wanted him to turn heel. He turned heel,
And then he made
and
him
he's
into a
done
crybaby.
nothing.
However,
And it whinge.
I
That's what he did.
am enjoying watching Batista and Orton as a tag team. Just to watch that powerbomb RKO. It's slowly getting better. Hopefully, by the time Sunday comes, they might actually hit it where it seems believable.
Yeah.
But then the problem is then they're going to get rid of Batista because he's going.
He's actually signed on for another month.
No, he's got to take some
No,
time.
he's signed on to do the NXT next live event, which is June 17th or June 24th.
Oh.
So they're getting another 3-4 weeks out of him.
Well,
Originally, a spoiler was that in his contract, while he's promoting Guardians of the Galaxy, he's there for every Raw and the special event, because not calling them pay-per-views anymore.
yeah.
So that's 5 dates. So they might still give Batista his chance.
They can't build anything on him if he's going away in, say, a month's time then.
No, but he's there for, like, this feud with the Shield could carry on, one each, and then go for the rubber.
It
Could do.
Could do, but I see some. What
I
I
see the
what I
split.
see at this pay per view coming up, I see the Shield splitting, and either Roman Reigns or Ambrose joining Evolution.
I better Ambrose.
That's what I'd go.
It'll be Ambrose going to
Ambrose.
Evolution.
Got
I don't
me.
want to see Ambrose in a suit. I want to see the Ambrose as Brian Pillman
Yeah.
sort of character, the loose cannon.
Yeah, you mean like how he was in FCW?
Yeah.
The I will not be ignored guy. I will not be ignored.
The next match I absolutely despised.
Why is that?
Bo Dallas is not as good as his brother.
He never will be.
And yeah,
But the gimmick's over. People love it.
I hate it.
come on,
I-
believe in him.
No one likes.
Sorry,
Sin Cara
I had
anyway.
to say that.
I
You-
thought this Triple H brought Sin Cara in, and he's done nothing other than botch.
Well,
Well, the original Sin Cara botched everything. This Sin Cara's done nothing.
Hunico into it.
Yeah.
But it's like the mass sell, which is why they keep him around.
Oh yeah, of course. It's just like Rey Mysterio. The reason they kept him around because he sells.
Yeah. Whereas like the Bo Dallas, I can see the gimmick. He gets heat just because he's annoying and people won't punch his face in. But I hate him because he's not as good as his brother. He comes on telly, he speaks, and I'm like, I couldn't care what you say because
No.
I know who your brother is and you're not as good.
I would have much rather have seen either Neville or Sami Zayn come up.
So,
instead of
so,
Bo
so,
Dallas.
so, are,
Because-
are you pair telling me right now that you don't believe?
No, we don't believe.
You don't. No.
I
I didn't
say-
say
I-
believe. If I recall,
I
I said
say-
believe.
I
And I
see-
answered you,
see
I
this-
don't believe.
I see this Bo
Thank
Dallas
God.
disappearing in 6 months' time.
6,
Yeah,
4.
I can see
Four.
John Laurinaitis wrestling the best in his future endeavours.
Or he will find a way to get back onto NXT.
Yeah, where he belongs.
Yeah.
So next is the Stephanie McMahon, Daniel Bryan. We covered this earlier on in the show.
Yep.
Another typical segment.
Another 5 minutes wasted.
Yeah. Alicia Fox versus Emma. Why'd you build... Now, my argument last week was, why'd you make Paige lose in the UK? She could have lost to Alicia Fox and built Fox up as quite strong.
Yeah.
Whereas Fox has just lost to Emma, and then she's just gone to Ray round ringside. Why?
They're trying to replace AJ at the minute.
Not working.
Crazy with Alicia Fox. That's what they're trying to do.
It's not working though.
And it won't work.
It won't work. AJ's the only one who can do
original
it.
Crazy.
Yeah. Whereas
But I
Fox...
thought it's a nice win for Emma because she's not been on a great streak as of late.
No, because she's with Santino with that mini female cobra.
Yeah.
Venom.
But it's funny.
Is that what it's called?
Venom.
It's funny. Emma and Santino as a group is funny,
Yeah.
and that's what the kids love to see. And now the kids in the audience who are girls have now got a pink snake.
Yeah.
Where the lads have got the green snake. So it's funny. It sells.
So much could be said. So much could be said to that.
Yeah, because every girl needs a snake in her life. So Emma wins
No
that.
comment to that. No comment.
It annoys me that Emma's moveset is named after a name. Really?
Yeah, you just clicked saying it when I just said it, didn't you?
Like, why? Just why? Like the Emma Widge sandwich, or
Well, it's funny, isn't it?
Evolution.
That's the thing. It's funny.
is it really?
Venom.
But Alicia
And
Fox.
if you watched Emma's matches in NXT against Paige, she's a
Yes.
fantastic wrestler.
She is
Oh,
a
I know.
fantastic wrestler.
She is a fantastic wrestler.
I-
But again, Santino's a fantastic wrestler. If you're going to take him away from his funny
as
side,
Boris,
yeah.
Oh, nice bit of history there.
he was awesome. proper good Roman Gecko style.
But if I recall, during that gimmick, did he not get slapped by somebody named Jim Cornette and get him fired?
Jim Cornette slaps everybody.
No, he actually slapped him during the when they were introducing the Boogeyman, and I believe OVW.
Yeah.
He stood there laughing, and he's trying to say, "You meant me getting scared, run away," slaps him one, and within a week later, fired in the place.
So the next match was Sandow versus Adam Rhodes. Bit of pointless match.
Best thing on Raw, Adam Rose.
He isn't the best thing on Raw.
thing that has happened to Raw in a long time.
He's the worst thing that's happened to Raw. The best thing that's happened to Raw is that little party that happens beforehand. Rose himself is not believable. Is that bloke going to get a title? No. Because if he gets a title, I'll look at it and go, really?
He's not going to get a title, but...
He doesn't need one.
What is it, Leo Kruger?
It was Leo
He's
Kruger.
even said he was never going to make money with that gimmick.
With Leo Kruger, he couldn't because
You can't.
it was instant heel.
Adam Rose, T-shirts, silly little gimmicks. He's going to make a
Come on,
fortune.
he can pretty much probably sell whatever he wants in that gimmick.
Well, I'm sorry, but I'm a lemon at the moment because I do not believe that gimmick is the best thing on Raw.
Come on, don't be a lemon, be a rosebud.
I'm interested to see what happens with the Swagger Zeb Coulter stuff.
Why isn't it this Sunday? There's room on that card for that match.
Easily.
Fit it on.
And it'll probably be on the pre-show as well.
It isn't.
It's
No,
not on
no.
the pre-show.
It's not even on the card.
At all.
They need Swagger has done nothing in a hell of a long time, so I don't see the point of him. And Zeb is Zeb. Zeb could get heat with anything, so do something with him.
I absolutely love his immigration
I want
list.
to see Zeb Coulter become a Rosebud. Simple
I know
as.
what you're on about now. The immigration list. I think he's an absolute genius.
So,
Zeb is. He's a genius. He knows exactly how to use the mark. He knows how to get people over. The guy's that good at what he does. He's becoming come on. Every time he comes out, puts his hand on his chest, people literally declare,
yeah,
"We the people."
Zeb Coulter's over the wrestling roster.
Yeah.
Next match, which is you can call it the main event for some
Don't
reason.
you mean the match that everybody's seen a million trillion times?
It's pointless. Sheamus he's done nothing. Alberto Del Rio, he doesn't care.
And if I
I have
recall,
to
as this
argue-
match happened before, is history repeating itself?
Well, all matches are going to happen before. There's 14 hours of wrestling to cover.
True, but this match went to how many months?
Oh, I know. But Sheamus is adding relevancy to that United States title. It needs building
Slowly.
up a bit.
It needs to be
does.
defended.
It does need to be. It does need to be defended. Dean Ambrose, obviously, it wasn't his fault. The booking put him not to defend that title.
No.
And if I recall, you actually forgot.
And
Yeah.
Well, but the thing is, people forget about the Intercontinental title. It does nothing.
But now it's with Bad News Barry. You go, oh, look at that.
And I can see that
That's a belt.
the title needs to come off. Sheamus is a main event guy.
Yeah.
He should be booked in the main event. I originally thought he was going to be Evolution.
Which he should have
It'd be
been.
fantastic
He
for him
still
to be
could
even.
be.
He still could be, but why put him as this face than the United States champion now,
No, but
and then have him turn if he loses the belt?
Well, there's a slow
No.
burning turn in
Not
there in
ne-
place.
Yeah.
exactly. But he doesn't necessarily have to lose the title to turn.
No, he
He
doesn't.
can sort
he
of
doesn't
take
have
it with
to,
him.
But if you're going to do that, then you would have to put the titles on the whole of Evolution,
Which has been done
which
before.
has been done before. Where if you put take the title off him, then you've got Batista who's sour because he didn't get his match for the title.
Yep.
Randy Orton who's sour because he's lost both titles. Triple H who's sour because it's Triple H, and Sheamus who's sour because he's lost his United States title. That leads to a fantastic heel group.
That's our process.
And if you got with all the titles, then what's the point? They need to split the main title again, and have Raw and SmackDown titles again.
And then a brand split. Bring the new breed of NXT up. You got your undercard there, and then establish.
And then do the draft pick as well.
Yeah.
And change everybody around.
Because NXT has got a. If you
They've
see
got
the
a
depth,
fantastic roster.
there's depth there. There's
They've got
people
the
who are in
Ascension.
the background
Who are begging.
who aren't even on telly yet.
They've got the Ascension, who are a fantastic tag team.
Oh, phenomenal. No, I've got to put my hand up and say, phenomenal tag team.
Did you watch the Ascension versus Ricardo and his partner.
Yeah, fantastic. I see those two.
Yeah, you know about I believe it's what's the name?
El Loco and
Callistico.
Yeah.
What a match! Absolutely brilliant match. Apart from one botch spot that actually looked better than the spot that was planned.
Those two teams
a nice cover up.
Those two teams should be put up. Bailey should be put up. Sami Zayn should have gone up a hell of a long time ago.
Adrian Neville should go up. Adrian Neville's better than Evan Bourne.
You can say that, but the problem is
Tyler Breeze, even though I hate the
promo.
gimmick, he should go up.
The gimmick, it's
Zoolander.
work.
It's Zoolander. That's all it is.
Yeah. Like, Adrian Neville is a better version of Evan Bourne, and he's got a cleaner record. Like, he does stuff that Evan Bourne wished he could do.
Yeah,
cool. Well, you know about the man that Gravity forgot?
And my shirt will be here next week.
Adrian Neville has been a fantastic wrestler, and listening to other podcasts and listening to other interviews with him, he's just a genuinely nice person, so he should be up there. But nothing will ever happen with him on the main roster.
No.
He will fade into obscurity, like a lot of the guys do. The Ascension, because they are two big guys, will do well.
Beasts.
First proper legitimate tag team to come through for a while.
Yeah. And I see them feuding with the Usos. I see them feuding with the Wyatts.
If I'm honest with you, I can see Ascension taking the titles quite early if they get
And
pulled
then
up.
I see Sami Zayn coming up, and Sami Zayn, after the matches that he's had with Cesaro, two or three match of the years already. Sami Zayn is fantastic. He was fantastic as El Generico, and he's fantastic as Sami Zayn.
And what's brilliant is the LA chant is still getting over.
Yeah.
It'll still happen regardless. They know who he is.
Yeah.
But
And if Steen gets it's rumoured that Steen is signed.
Yeah.
And
With NXT, if they do Generico Sami Zayn versus question mark, whatever he's going to come in as, it will be fantastic.
Mac is coming back. Rodney Mac.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it? That'd be interesting. But depends on what the
Both
body.
of them have got medicals in the next week.
It all depends on if it goes well.
Yeah.
And where they're going to put him.
Yeah. Which is a fair comment. But moving on to the next bit, I'll let you talk about what you've done this week. A cheap plug on your website, and then also Dan's going to help you cover what happened yesterday.
Yeah. I believe if anyone wants to follow the escapades, they can just literally go to www.matt-burns.co.uk and you'll find all my details, latest news, match results, and any upcoming shows. If you fancy going there. As for what happened recently, as in last night, United.
So it's all your merchandise on there, because I've heard for some reason you've got a brilliant set of glasses.
Yeah, I've heard this as well. Proper good.
At the moment, they're currently not being sold to the website yet, but they will be. They will be, but it will be announced as soon as that is happening.
But don't forget your Matt Burns merchandise at UnitedWrestling.com.
And also, if you go to WWEshop.com, oh no, wait, you're not there yet.
Listen, I'm not Michael Cole.
Right then,
Yes.
so
Funny.
So,
would you care to cover the United?
Yeah. Last night, United Wrestling live from the Sutherland's Community Project.
it's Bids.
Translation:
Or
Bids
Bids.
Club.
We had a fantastic show. First off, we had the new tag team of Stevie Mitchell and Bully Ray Carter versus the quintessential Stokies.
Who?
Our very
You
own
just mixed.
Scott Schuyler and the Funk Soul brother Matt Burns.
Well, hey.
This match.
What?
Oh, sorry, I lie.
Yes,
I
you've
lie.
got the names wrong,
I got the
didn't you?
names wrong. We had Diamond Dave Calaz in his last United Wrestling match
Oh, yeah.
with a newcomer Dave Brookside versus the quintessential Stokies,
That's,
Scott Schuyler and Matt Burns.
I had a feeling that there was something wrong. That's why I just thought to just let you continue for a bit. But I knew you'd correct it.
This was a fantastic match. The quintessential Stokies won.
Of course.
Which will be interesting to see what happens going into the future of United Wrestling.
Especially seeing as it was the first time we were tagging.
Yep, this is the first time in United Wrestling history that Matt and Scott have tagged. That match was again a fantastic match. The crowd were very into it. Second match on the card we had.
Jürgen.
We had Jürgen Heimlich,
Awesome.
who is currently Mr. Money in the Bank, against newcomer Reese Taylor from Gloucester.
Yes.
And that was a fantastic match. Jürgen Heimlich.
Oh, unfortunately, wait, let's pause. Please don't get upset. Please don't get upset, Nate. Please don't get upset.
Okay.
You'll see why.
Jürgen Heimlich put on a fantastic match, and newcomer Reese Taylor, who he will be around for, I'm sure, many more shows, put on a fantastic showing as well. It was, I would say, probably one of the matches of the year at the United Wrestling lot so far. Unfortunately, Jürgen did lose the match.
Now you see why.
Which shocked a lot of people, shocked Jürgen Heimlich. And Reese will be probably joining us again in the near future. Third match on the card was Barrack.
No, it was tag.
We had the mighty Zerkov.
Yeah, Zerkov.
Versus the special edition Joseph Connors.
Yes.
Joseph Connors is a massive wrestler in the UK. He's fantastic. He does many shows, Southside, the House of Pain Evolution, LCW. He is known around the UK. And teaming with Paul Malin as one half of the Predators. Again, this is a fantastic match. Zerkov and Joe always have fantastic matches.
Always.
Those two are brilliant wrestlers. And Joe Connors won the match.
That he did.
Then we had the returning Jack Union.
Yep.
And Gabriel Kidd, the House of Pain
Yes.
wrestler, versus Bully Incorporated, Stevie Mitchell and Bully Boy Carter.
Yep.
Now this feud started after Bully Boy Carter and Stevie Mitchell both attacked Gabriel Kidd at the last show. Now Gabriel Kidd, as in his name, is a kid. He is a young lad, and it was two bullies against one, prompting Jack Union to come back.
Which it was nice that he's come back and saw a new leaf.
Yeah, he come back. He had his change of ways from last year, where he beat Squirt up to an inch of his life. He beat a lot of wrestlers up to an inch of his life, even his very own Matt Burns.
Well, if I recall, he cheated for that win. He cheated.
He beat you up.
He cheated.
But Jack returned last night with Gabriel Kidd. This match was hard hitting as always. No Jack and Bully Boy as well. He's getting around now.
I watched this from the back myself, and at one point I honestly thought a certain person almost got broken.
Jack Union did spear Bully Boy in half, basically. That's what you can put it. And Gabriel Kidd picked up the win.
It was good.
Again, two teams there. If Jack and Kidd stay together, fantastic. That could be something very special.
Yeah.
Bully
Potential.
Boy and Stevie, Bully Inc., they are probably going to be contenders for tag teams. If the titles come back,
well,
then I see there's going to be a big tag team war coming up.
Oh yeah, definitely, because you can see straight away you've got some good tag teams already from that, for the show. You've got 4 good teams there, but unfortunately one just had to split up because one of them is leaving. Diamond Dave?
No, Diamond Dave and Dave Brooks. Those two were good last night. Then the next match we had was our Celtic Championship match with the Monster Barricade with Felony.
Yeah.
The Barricade he scares me.
He's a beast.
Versus the returning from injury Squirt for the Celtic title. Now Squirt tried everything within his will last night to try and get his title back. Longest reigning Celtic champion in United history, from what I hear. Yep. And unfortunately, Squirt couldn't get it done.
But then again, had he really fully recovered? That's one of the questions. And
there was a lot of cheating from Felony. Felony was there. She was in the way. Not in a way where she was causing, but she was a distraction. Felony could be a distraction for Squirt at any point of the match.
To be honest with you, even without the distractions,
Barricade's 7 foot.
He's a beast.
He weighs a ton.
But-
He's a brick
Well-
crap house. He's gonna kill you.
Bear in mind, he's almost popped me through the ring.
Barricade is someone to watch out for. Squirt obviously lost this match. After the match, Barricade from Felony basically started beating up on Squirt. Squirt avoided nearly being killed in the match.
Well,
And Squirt hit the super kick on Barricade. Next thing we know, Jürgen Heimlich's music, Mr. Money in the Bank, comes out, cashes in his Money in the Bank, and becomes the new Celtic champion.
yeah, which
Is
quite, which like as they say, anything can happen.
anything can happen in United Wrestling, and it did last night with the new champion.
Yep.
And then what happened in your main event?
Oh,
In our
main
main
event.
event, due to a card change, and again, anything can happen in United Wrestling. Mark Morgan was unfortunately unable to attend United Wrestling last night. The self-proclaimed #1 contender, the Ayatollah of British Wrestling,
Was
unable to make it. So we invited Paul Nolan into the ring to find a challenger, and
I
basically
think he got more than what he asked for.
every single United wrestler came out. We had Barricade, Joe Connors,
Myself,
Jack Union,
myself,
Matt Burns himself,
Scott
Scott
Schuyler.
Schuyler, everyone was there. And I basically said, right, we'll have a battle royale as long as Paul's happy with it. So
He agreed to
we
it.
had the first ever United Wrestling Heavyweight Championship Battle Royale, where the winner becomes the new champion.
And who won?
Our new champion is Joe Connors. After last night,
It was quite.
it came down to the three, Big Barricade, Joe Connors and Paul Malin. And Paul, unfortunately, got tossed over the top rope by Barricade.
That I've
and-
got to say was quite surprising.
Joe, only just got Barricade over the top rope for the win. Joe Connors is our new champion, and after the match, it was an emotional speech by Joe Connors to Paul Malin, thanking him. They are the best of friends. They
Yeah.
are tag team partners, and Joe has quite happily said anytime United Wrestling Management want to book Joe Connors versus Paul Malin, the title will be on the line.
And that will be one match that I would highly
So
recommend
it'll be
anybody
interesting
to see.
what happens next month at United Wrestling on the 27th of June.
Well, like we said, anything can happen.
Where anything can happen, where Joe Connors will be defending his United Heavyweight Championship, and Jürgen Heimlich will be defending his Celtic Championship.
So that wraps up everything that happened from United Wrestling yesterday.
Yep.
Just very quickly, we want to cover our predictions for Payback.
Yep.
The first match we'll look at is Sheamus versus Cesaro.
Oh,
Sheamus.
Sheamus.
Cesaro,
Oh,
Page versus Fox. Page.
Fox,
He's just going to go for everyone we don't want. John Cena versus Bray Wyatt.
Bray Wyatt.
Cena.
it's going to be Super Cena, isn't it?
See, now I wish there was an option. If you look on William Hill,
I'm going to go with
There's-
Bray.
because it's last man standing, I wish there was an option for both men not to make the 10 count.
countdown, yeah.
Yeah, good point, because that can actually happen.
Actually, I'm changing my opinion. I reckon they'll go through the stage and it'll be a double count out if there's an elevated stage.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a
go
good
through the
shout
stage,
out.
Both of them get carried out.
That's a good
Yeah.
shout out.
And
Double.
both of them don't make the count to
It'll
10.
be a draw leading to something. At
Something bigger.
TLC.
Well, TLC's December, I think it's Battleground.
Battleground.
Battlegrounds,
yeah.
Right, okay.
And
No, it's Money in the Bank next, isn't
yeah.
it?
So
Yes.
I reckon you might have a cage match. No, we can't have a cage match because we had that Extreme Rules
Yeah.
stretcher match.
There'll be something.
I reckon we could see a stretcher match
A stretcher would be a good shout out.
or an ambulance match.
It'll be something that, or something that in Bray Wyatt's more warped mind.
If he makes a matchup,
If
yeah.
he makes a match,
We were on about like how a feud ending match should be. I reckon 3 stages of hell might even come out.
yeah.
Could do, could do.
Evolution versus the Shield.
Evolution with a Shield breakup.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go for a Shield win and then Ambrose turning on them after the match.
No, I'm going to go with Evolution with Ambrose deciding to jump ship.
Okay. BMB versus RVD.
I'm afraid I've got some bad news. It's going to have to be Bad News Barrett for the
Yeah,
win.
I agree with
Bad
that.
news.
And then Torito versus Hornswoggle.
Best match on the card. It's going to be Hornswoggle's going to lose his hair. El
Torito's going to win.
I reckon Hornswoggle will win.
You think the mask's going to come off?
Yeah, because...
It kind of kills the El Matador gimmick then.
Yeah, it does.
Because he can always put his mask back on, whereas why would Hornswoggle... Like,
come on, it's...
Kurt Angle did it.
Kurt Angle's done it, and... Come on. He's Heath Slater version 2. He's the better version of Heath Slater. He will pull it off.
But Hornswoggle's the longest reigning Cruiserweight champion in WWE history.
They never vacated it.
No comment.
We've also missed a match off, which is Rusev versus Biggie.
Rusev.
Well, it's
he'll just crush.
Lana.
Rusev will just crush.
Yeah, so that's fine. So we've got that out there. Is there any other business just before we wrap this up?
Translation, are you moving on to cheap plugs you on about?
Yeah, we might as well move on to cheap plugs.
Well, you care to go first?
No, I'll let you go first, and then if our special guest, who he might even join us once a month, he does some work with United Wrestling. If he feels like he wants to join us again, the invite's always there.
Always there, more than welcome. For me, if anybody wants to contact me, they can let you contact me by email at mattburns04@hotmail.com, through Twitter with Matt Badboy Burns,
and at shopzone mattburns.co.uk.
No. I'm not that bad.
And at cheapglasses.co.uk with flashing lights on top.
You can get them at Amazon, guys.
Cheeky.
But they just aren't signed.
And they're not. Hey, mine are always quality. Anyway, and there's also Facebook.
So are ours.
There's also Facebook with Matt Burns UK. So if anybody wants to ask me any questions, they're more than welcome to. Would you care to have any plugs for yourself?
United Wrestling's next show will be on the 27th of June, live from BIDS, the Sutherland Community Project. We also have the Facebook page, www.facebook.com/United Wrestling in association with WWA,
yep.
As well as our Twitter page. And for myself, it is Standring Design at Facebook.
And then if you want to contact me, you can catch me. I look after the Twitter page, which hasn't seen much action recently. I've been quite busy with pool. We've just qualified for Interleague finals, so that's where I'll be next week. But it's going to start getting some care. So follow us on Wrestling's Fourth Wall on Twitter. You can catch me on the Facebook page because I look at it more than Matt does, which is Breaking the Fourth Wall. You can catch me on Facebook as well under Nathan Goff, and you can also find me on Skype if you're really bored and you want to entertain me while you're at work. You can find me on there, and then the email is breakingthefourthwall@outlook.co.uk. So if you want to contact us there. Apart from that, though, keep listening, and we look forward to your feedback as always.
And I would recommend anybody to visit their local wrestling if they ever get a chance to.
And please, will someone make us a picture of Sonia Jackson as a lesbian?
I'll do it.
Funny.
And if you can get a picture of Matt Burns and Photoshop it on there, we will pay quite good money to watch it. So thank you, folks, and we look forward to speaking to you next week.